Okay.
Center.
All right.
Like by,
Yeah.
what was that mall called?
Oak Court.
Oak Court.
Heavy ass doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doors from hell. You need 2 arms and a leg to try and open them things. Okay.
If you see me at Chili's, yes, you did.
Is it just you? Who's going? Is it a group?
Yeah, I've got a small group.
Okay.
Got a small, intimate group.
Small.
No, I'm going alone to Chili's and then to Wicked for Good. It's going to just be 2 of us.
I've done that before.
And by 2 of us, I mean me and Chili's.
Yeah, I've done that before.
I haven't been to a Chili's in 8.
Gone out to eat and to the movies by myself.
I do that all the time.
I hadn't gone to a Chili's either.
The last Chili's I remember going to was after a basketball tournament, like maybe in 8th grade.
Oh, it's been a long time for you.
And I hit that triple dipper. Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Chili's and Applebee's I always get confused.
Me too.
Because there was one of them off Sycamore View, and I think it was a Chili's. Either way it goes, my wife and I, when we first started dating, that was when I figured out, oh, she likes me, right? Like we weren't like boyfriend, girlfriend. We would just hang out, so I don't think you consider it a date. But we went there and shut that place down. I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm in here shutting this thing down. And then she started touching on me and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, she likes me. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna pull this one.
She likes me.
You know how you guys do, just find it, oh, you're so funny, as you rub on my arm, like, yeah, she likes me. I'm gonna get it.
Do you think that Applebee's is upset that Chili's has taken the social media reins of that kind of restaurant?
Maybe, but like, aren't they related? Aren't they all under the same umbrella?
Maybe.
Like, aren't they all run by the same people?
Know that.
I think they are. I think. So I think that it would be, you want to be the best at your social media. Sure, just like you want to be the best at anything. But if you look up and it's your brother or your sister who's having success, I think everybody cheers for it.
Okay.
That's what I think.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
What a
you like it because their family and you think you have a choice and you really don't because everything is beginning to be owned by 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, that makes
That's what you like.
The most sense.
Right.
What's up, everybody? It is Friday, November 21st. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, the Grizzlies snap their losing streak. A big win over the Sacramento Kings. We will have highlights. We will have reaction. Lang Whitaker will join us to continue the conversation. We'll chat with him about all sorts of things. It is Friday. We have our RAGGOWs, our games of the week in college football and the NFL. We'll end with a little Music Friday. Apple Music named their Artist of the Year. What we're listening to. It's a Friday. You know what we say. And in honor of the Kings, we'll never be royal. That's all I know.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of over $550,000 in free play and a brand new Lincoln. Here Comes Santa takes flight on Saturday, November 1st, when you can begin earning entries. And don't forget the grand finale drawings on Saturday, November 29th and Saturday, December 27th to win a share of over $40,000 in free play or a brand new Lincoln. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Grizz Nation, Friday nights just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace-level ticket to the Grizz game and two 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the week, and in this house, we celebrate wins. All wins. Game-winning highlights have been uncanceled. Let's get right to them this morning. Grizz Kings, no John, no Jaron, but hello, Zach Edey. Big dude's got range, and from here on out, let it be known that BDE stands for Big Donking Edey. 7'4" man hanging on the rim is ridiculous. Maui Wowie Challenge winner there. Feast week came early for the Grizzlies bigs last night. Jock Landale, 21 points off the bench. The Grizzlies had 25 assists in the first half. Gigi to Edey. Another one. When he's not dunking, he's throwing brick wall waterfall screens. This one opening up Cam Spencer, who finds the corner feed to Santi Aldama. Santi knocks down one of his 5 threes. Memphis 10, famously home to SetX. Coward delivers. Santi finishes. Aldama with a career-high tying 29 points. And that's Vince Williams Jr. diving on the floor, up 29. And there he is with the dunk to end the half. Williams, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 15 assists. This one to Coward. And how about a little rookie mixtape in the second half where he scored 14 of his 19 points. The and one flex on the second chance opportunity. Grizz would lead by as many as 48. Coward, this is the stuff NBA daydreams are made of. The step back splash, he was 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. And for the Meshack Mafia, I see you, I hear you. Jemai Meshack, or do we call him Jemai Treyshak? I don't know. Grizz win 137-96. Woo! We're so back, CJ. Look what one win can do for you. Look at one win can do for you. Shout out to Steven, social media Steven, for helping with the highlights, and our new social media intern, Chloe, who was on highlight duty for the first time. And is she the good luck charm, or were the Grizzlies just playing the Kings? I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. But at least for one day, we get to celebrate not just a Grizzlies win, a massive Grizzlies win. I called yesterday a must-win, CJ, and I do not care if it is against the Kings or a bunch of accountants or if that is the same thing at this point. But the Grizz needed a win, and they needed it badly, and they got it. And sometimes the best way to fix yourself is just to be reminded that there is someone out there who is having it way worse than you are, and that is the Kings.
Yeah, man. They got the win. That's good. That's real good. That is, they got the win, and they look good doing so. You can look at that game and see, like, oh, this is kind of what the vision is. They had over 40 assists. Was it 45?
42.
42?
Franchise high.
42 assists. That ball was moving about, especially early in the game when it just became they've got nothing as big as Zach Edey. So let's just get him the ball and then let him go up strong and finish. And to his credit, Zach Edey finished with authority, dunking the basketball. Didn't fade away on his jump hooks. Like he was going to the basket on those sort of moves, and Jock Landale as well. When it became apparent that the Kings had nothing for the Grizzlies bigs inside, they said, "Oh, this is what it is. This is what we're going to do." There was no real change, especially in the first half, in what they wanted to do. Once they realized they had the advantage, it wasn't like, "Oh, we can get them inside. Cool, let's play inside out now. Let's start taking a bunch of threes." No. We can get them inside. Great. Let's just keep getting them inside. Let's just keep going in there and punishing them. And third quarter was odd to me. They kind of got away from that some, and then they went right back to it, which was a good thing to see. You got big games from Edey. You got big games from Landale. Like what Vince Williams Jr. has been this stretch of games since having to assume the point guard playmaking duties. It's like, oh, well, like that is
interesting.
Good. That is interesting. Even in the losses, Vince has been one of the bright spots where it is, Vince, 9 assists here. Vince getting the offense set up. Vince is running the point guard and defending at a high level that position. So there's something of interest there with Vince Williams Jr. You had Gigi come in and make the most of his opportunities. Somebody needed to step up. Somebody had to go out there and fill the stat sheet from a points perspective. Santi's almost at 30 points in that contest. It was all in all, considering everything that led up to last night's game from an injury perspective, being down, 6-7 rotation players, for them to go out there and not just win, but dominate the Kings. That is something to be impressed by.
And all of your guards. And that's where the play of Vince Williams Jr. can't be praised enough. And perhaps he is now a point wing, but out of necessity right now, he is your starting point guard. And it is so hard to win an NBA game without a point guard. But the Grizzlies have been able to do it last night. And again, it's against the Kings. And this Kings defense is so not good that going into last night, the thought was, well, if you can't capitalize on this defense, you're in trouble. Like if the Grizzlies had, in another universe, lost to the Kings, we're having a near-death conversation on November 21st.
Yeah,
yes,
I guess so.
I think so. Because at this point,
but
you're seeing...
I wouldn't have.
That's fine. But I'm just saying from a national standpoint, you are seeing teams marked dead in late November, and I think you can definitively say the Grizzlies aren't dead. They very much have a pulse. There are the bad teams of the NBA, the bad teams. The future feels incredibly bleak, and there's not really a sensible path forward with what they've got. We just watched one of them in the Kings last night. We've heard that the Dallas Mavericks are most likely blowing it up, bringing Mark Cuban back in. Anthony Davis is off limits. Cooper Flagg is probably off limits, but other than that, where they go from here, a team like the Wizards that has just one win, a team like the Nets that continues to be in perpetual what are they doing land. But the Grizzlies are not that. And we've seen just what Zach Edey brings to this team. We saw it for 6 minutes. We've had 6 minutes in heaven of Jaw Jarrett and Zach Edey playing together against the Cavs, and it looked good. And we haven't gotten that in its totality. We haven't seen a full game of that. We haven't seen that against a good, formidable opponent. But you do just continuously see, like, teams have to respect Zach Edey. On the offensive end especially. Like, he gives them one more gravitational pull to pay attention to. What he does from a screening standpoint of getting guys open, of allowing the space to work, has been really impressive. And what you said last night about last night's game, I mean, he attacked the basket. If there was one critique against the Spurs, it was him constantly going to that hook shot. And he didn't find the most efficient night of success against San Antonio. But last night he realized very firmly that he had 5 inches and 60 pounds on Drew Eubanks, and he took advantage of it time and time again. Now, granted, Jock Landale also took advantage of it and looked like a very capable bench big last night. And Santi was able to get in there as well. There was no pressure on the interior from the Sacramento Kings. But I think this is a reminder that it is a very long season. It is a very long season, and you can start to get a little lost here in late November, things can really take form. We still don't know what this team is at full strength. That's just a fact. We haven't seen it. But last night was an encouraging night when you were desperate for reasons to be encouraged. And I think that is something worth sitting in and allowing yourself to appreciate it. Yeah, you can say, it was just the Kings. The Kings stink. The Kings are whatever's worse than stinking. But you didn't just beat them. You crushed their souls.
Without Jaren and Ja.
Without Jaren and Ja.
Without Jaren and Ja among and
the rest,
the rest
yes.
of them, but Jaren and Ja are the big two to be without. I don't know if I need to. Let me take that back. I need to change my perspective about what they are, because I thought they were closer to the Kings than clearly what they are right now. And so I can change my perspective after watching the supporting cast go out there and beat a struggling team, struggling Kings team. Now, with that being said, I'm not, gonna sit up here and be like, oh, they've got things figured out. They're turning a corner. The season
right.
There's still hope for a whole lot of wins this season. I'm not doing that. But to your point, they are out there competing. And I think as long as you've got that going on, you kind of have to be okay living with the results. As long as you feel like everybody is maximizing whatever it is that they are, be it Zach Edey or Cedric Coward or Jalen Wells or whomever else, as long as you feel like you're getting the most out of them and they have bought in, you gotta let the chips fall where they fall this season from a wins-loss standpoint. I can't remember. Help me out. Have they had a whole lot of blowouts? The Celtics game was a blowout.
The Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, they're
the Rockets game got out of hand.
It'll get away from them.
Sure.
Like the Thunder will get away from them.
Right.
That Rockets game will get away from them. But it's not like, they came out. The Heat was a blowout.
That was bad.
But it's for just off of my memory, it's been like you're in these games. You're in these games, and you just don't have enough to get over the hump, or you can't figure out how to get over the hump. And when they get back full strength, and when they get everybody a bit more experience and a bit more growth and development, maybe they will. Maybe they will. I am allowing myself to ponder that after seeing the supporting cast go out there and just beat the hell out of a NBA team. Right?
An NBA team that, roster-wise,
they should not be this bad.
Has no business being that bad.
They should not be this.
DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Russell Westbrook, Dennis Schroeder, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray back for the first time last night. I get that they were without Domantas Sabonis. They should not be what that looked like. And from an energy standpoint, that stood out last night as well. The Grizzlies had energy. That clip of Vince, and that's one of the many reasons why when I see Vince Williams Jr., he's not going to be your starting point guard, of course. But from somebody who has used the opportunity to make me sit here and say, rotation player, that is someone who the Grizzlies can use as this season goes on. It's plays like that where he is constantly hustling. He's constantly throwing his body on the ground. He did it again in the second half. It's nice to see a team with fight because the Kings had no fight. DeMar DeRozan doesn't look like he wants to be playing out there. And this team I think they've lost 4 games by 20 plus. You talk about getting blown out and just the difference in how you lose games. They are tied for their worst 16 start in franchise history. And you're like, man, how many years ago were they lighting the beam? Wasn't that many.
Just
3?
What, 3?
3?
The Kings.
Tyrese Halliburton?
To your point, this is on ESPN. They've lost all 8 games. They're on an 8-game losing streak. They've lost all 8 games by double digits, and 4 of those losses have come by at least 27. At least 27.
27, not just 20.
27.
It's closer to 30 than it is 20.
What the hell are they doing? This was the worst loss of the season, though. So, you could say, hey, yeah, the Grizzlies beat the hell out of a bad team, but they beat the hell out of them the most.
And the Grizzlies have now sent 2 teams into a seemingly existential crisis because there were think pieces after the Grizzlies beat the Mavs, which was their last win. And ultimately that led to Nico Harrison. Not that the Grizzlies did it, but it was kind of like that last little
prick of the domino. How dare you lose? We got to get rid of them.
Right.
Yes.
And now the think pieces on the Kings this morning are all out in the wild and seeing the response last night, just in terms of teams you feel the worst about right now. And the Kings are certainly in that sphere. And the Grizzlies aren't. And I think it's so important for the younger players on this team to get a win because those things compile fast. And they play in Dallas tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. Perhaps they win 2 in a row. Then they play the Nuggets on Monday. And I think it's very fair to have tempered expectations. You should have tempered expectations. This team is still 5-11 at this point in the season. That's just the reality of how it has been record-wise for the Grizzlies. And until you see them at full strength, competing with one of the better teams in the NBA, specifically in the Western Conference, you probably shouldn't adjust your expectations. That's just trusting your eyes and trusting what you're seeing. But you can be grateful for that for one night. It was fun to watch Grizzlies basketball. And it took me back to those times where we've said it, like in the olden days of yesteryears, the Grizzlies had a culture about them where no matter who was out and who was on the court, they competed their butts off. And last night, the Grizzlies competed from start to finish. They went up early, and they really just got back to the basics. Like, their offense looked easy. Vince Williams, high pick and roll, sucks in the weak side defense, leaves a shooter open. They were making their shots, or leaves the big man open, dump it in there, and there's no one to create any pressure. And that can create confidence, and that can create reps, and that was fun to see. Cedric Coward has a couple plays every game where all of us up on Radio Row just look at each other like, and that is very fun to see from your rookie as well. Lang Whitaker is going to join us on the other side. He is in the next room. He will come in here. We'll get his takes on last night's game. We'll talk a little bit later about the Memphis Tigers' loss to Purdue in the Bahamas. They competed, and then they fell short. It was a bit of a bummer falling to the number 1 team in the country, but they put up more of a fight than some people thought they'd be able to. We'll get to Lang Whitaker after a quick break.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next-gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at JeffDunham.com.
Memphis. Monday Night Raw returns with non-stop action, unmatched energy, and the superstars you love.
We don't get mad, we get even. We don't go home till we beat them. This is our time, we're leaving.
Witness the moments you'll never forget. Monday Night Raw, Memphis. Monday, February 16th. Tickets and ringside packages on sale next Friday.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Grizz Nation, catch the next Michelob Ultra watch party Saturday, November 22nd at Slider Inn downtown when the Grizzlies take on the Dallas Mavericks at 7:30 p.m. Check the schedule and keep up with Grizzlies watch parties popping up around Memphis at grizzlies.com/watch party. It is Friday. That means it is time to welcome in Lang Whitaker to the studio. I am doing great this morning. A happy Friday.
Finally.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, feels great. Even though we played like a mess of a team.
Correct.
It still feels good to win and win the way we did. Like if we played a team that bad and you win by 5, you feel like, okay, well, to win by 50 or whatever it was, like that felt really good.
Almost 50.
41. What did we win by? 41?
Math is hard. Yes, 41.
Yeah.
Led by as many as 48. Almost got up to 50. But considering you're down, the players that you're down, to have a franchise high in assists of 42 and only 8 turnovers last night, to have a season high in points of 137 for a team that was really struggling offensively. Yeah. For a team that had scored 95, 100, and 101 points in the 3 games leading up to last night, to see them be able to put it together and score 137 against, again, caveat, a very bad Kings team with a very bad defense.
And the worst body language you've ever seen.
We talk a lot about the body language, the language of the body. It was bad, though. You know, that's
their
just
whole
the fact
offense.
of the nature with them.
I tweeted this during the game. Like, it was clearly the Kings would come down and, like, each guy was like, all right, I'm going to get mine. And the ball would go to one guy, and it was pretty much, if I can get a shot off, I'm getting a shot off. Zach LaVine, I was like, there's no way that dude's going to have more than 3 assists. And he finished with 2. But, you know, the things that have hurt the Grizzlies the last month, rebounding. We finished up 17 rebounds on the Kings. Turnovers, like you said, we finished +9 against the Kings, -9, I guess, on turnovers. What about like fast break points? 18-8.
Points in the paint.
56-40. Like almost every metric. The one thing they didn't really do that well was shoot threes. We shot worse on 3-pointers than they did. We were 31.5. They were 33. But we shot 54 3-pointers. And so we ended up making 6 more than they made.
But you also shot 73% inside the arc.
Yeah.
Like you were 20 or 33 or 45.
Because it was all layups. It was like a layup line to the basket.
Layups, feeding Zach 80, feeding Jock Landale. We watched Jock Landale do a Euro step in transition last night.
Yeah.
Like it was just it was a nice get. I won't call it like a get back game, but a get
well.
right, get well, get happy.
Yeah.
Get just like a moment of, hey, this is how it feels when we do this right. And sure, you're playing
For
against
48 minutes.
an easier team. For 48, even the game against the Mavs we talk about, their last win before last night, like the Mavs outplayed them in parts of the second half of that game. There was never a time last night where it felt in doubt for the Grizzlies.
No, I mean, because after the first quarter, you're up 35-22. Even from the start of the game, didn't we score like the first 6 points or 8 points or something like that? It felt
like 10-2.
Yeah.
I think Edey had 8 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah, right off the bat. And then he came out and Jock Landale came in and scored like 6 in a row.
No drop off.
Yeah. It was not in doubt. And we've talked a lot about seeing this team the last, I guess the whole last month and a half play really well in like stretches of like 8 minutes, 10 minutes. There's like against the Spurs, they were really good for 3 quarters. But it's never been able to like sustain throughout the entire game, and it did last night. And I think that was like probably the most heartening thing about that was seeing them put it together for an entire game. I mean, I guess you can write off that fourth quarter really for both teams. But even the guys who came in off the Grizzlies bench, you know, Jemai Meshack, Gigi, all those
People
guys.
were so amped to see
Jemai
Meshack.
It was exciting to see all those guys play. Meshack hit a 3.
2.
Yeah.
For someone who tried to say, like, I know I didn't shoot the 3 very much in college, but this is a part of my game that I believe in.
Yeah.
And he comes in and goes 2 of 4 from 3. It was fun. Gigi takes advantage of his minutes. Omax got minutes early on. And
Gigi led the team in rebounds last night.
I was going to
9
ask.
boards. Yeah, that was
Well,
good.
that was going to be my trivia question of the day, but of course you know it because you were sitting and watching the game. But I think most people wouldn't have expected that answer necessarily, but he was right place, right time.
Yeah.
He had, 2 on the offensive glass, extending possessions. I thought it was a nice game from Gigi, who has fallen out of the rotation.
The first time he caught the ball in the wing, he drove to the basket and got a layup.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, great. That's the way you want to, like, that sets the tone. Play downhill. He ended up shooting a couple threes, didn't make any of them, but the rebounding, getting to the rim, the effort defensively, all that stuff was really good, I thought, from Gigi.
We saw a little bit of the change of substitution patterns last night. The starters rolled the first 6 minutes of the second half, and then they also sat, I think, the last 6 minutes of the third quarter, but the game was out of control at that point. Do you think it was more a sign of this is what we have to do by necessity, given the players that are out, or could it be indicative of shifting as we're 16 games in now? You can look at a season in parts, and things change as the season goes on.
I also wonder if there's still a minutes restriction with Edey.
They both
and
played
Coward.
25 on the dot. You can't tell me there's not.
Every game that Edey has played this season, he's played exactly 25 minutes. And Coward played 24 minutes and 49 seconds. Like, I mean, he is right at that number. Someone asked Coach Isolo about that pregame, but asked part of another question. And they were like,
didn't answer the
he didn't
minutes
answer the
restriction
minute part, but he answered the rest. So that makes me think there's still this minutes restriction with those guys. I mean, Santi played 27 minutes. And Cam Spencer played 24 off the bench. Those are like the lead minute guys. So, yeah, I mean, I would assume there's got to be some sort of number they're trying to aim for with those guys. That is still probably the most frustrating thing is like the game the other night where Edey scored 8 straight and got pulled.
Or Coward scored 8 straight.
Coward,
right,
scored 8 straight and got pulled. I mean, Edey had 8 in the first half of that quarter and got taken out last night. You know, when somebody's hot, you feed them and fan them. And I thought last night it felt a little less like sort of we're going by the numbers here. It felt like there's a little bit more kind of to
let's
the
close
patterns.
this. Let's make sure this gets as wide of a margin as possible.
And
no
then you can
opportunity
play
for the Kings to
Meshack
come
6
back.
minutes.
Right.
There was 3 guys on the Kings who got a DNP who like didn't play, and I don't know if that was because they were. I don't think they were on the injury report. Like Devin Carter didn't play. And everyone on the Kings roster played at least double-digit minutes.
Yeah.
The guys who did play. So I didn't really understand there. So, and that was on the second night of a back-to-back for them. Like, you know, there was a lot of stuff there.
Who was your player of the game for the Grizzlies?
Santi probably, 29 points. He mentioned in Shooter on yesterday morning not being able to sleep because going through that losing streak. And he was like, look, teams in the NBA lose 4 or 5 in a row all the time. If it happens in January, it's not that big a deal. Because it's happening now, it's a big deal. And he's like, we got to figure this out. And he was like, it sucks. You can't sleep. So afterwards, just last night, I was like, you're going to be able to sleep tonight? And he was like, yes, thank you.
Finally a night's rest.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep because I was jacked up on a win. I mean,
do you have one of Roser's C4?
no, thank goodness I didn't. But I did have a cup of coffee way too late in the evening. No, Santi was great. Moving into the starting lineup, too. And you wondered, if he could get going early offensively, if that could lead to a big game. Someone was going to have a big game last night with no Ja and no Jaren.
I mean, it was Edey, too.
It was the 3 of them. It was Santi, Edey, and Jock
and
combining
Vince,
for 66. And then Vince with 15 assists.
That was crazy.
Vince said he was going for 20, which I love. And said someone didn't want to shoot and was pointing at Jalen Wells. But like just the fact that we're getting jokes in the locker room and stuff like that. With Vince, where do you see the path forward for him and what his place is on this team?
When the point guards come back, what happens?
Right.
Like, I thought like his biggest contribution last night was defensively. And Coach Isolo mentioned it pregame, but then you saw it during the game. Like when he's playing point guard, that means he's guarding point guards. And like he's your point of attack defender. And if nothing else, he'll slow you down. Like Westbrook last night couldn't just come down and get into whatever they wanted to get into. Vince had a couple of times where he like tipped the ball at half court or whatever, just got in your way.
Yeah.
He's such a pest defensively that I think that's got to be like probably where his main role is going forward. I don't think he made it. Yeah, he didn't make a 3 last night, but setting guys up the way he did, and he said like he had watched the film of the Spurs game and saw that he missed a couple lobs to Edey and things that like he just probably as a non-point guard playing point guard, there's things you don't see. I was thinking about that. Like I played basketball my whole life. And when I went into the 11th grade, my coach was like, I want you to play point guard. And I'd never played point guard in my life. And there's so much, like, it's not just dribbling the ball up the court. It's like, this guy's hot, let's get him the ball, you know.
It's the feel.
There's a lot of that. You have to think the game as the game's going along. And I think you're seeing Vince kind of figure that out on the fly. I mean, it's hard enough to dribble the ball up the court with an elite defender guarding you, but then to like run a play or do those things. So I think you're seeing Vince kind of figure that out. And I think it'll help him when you get a John Morant back, when you get a whoever, Ty Jerome, those guys back, and Vince is playing more off the ball. You know, you can have someone else bring it up and you can run a pick and roll from the wing.
Right.
And be a little more acclimated to that.
I do think you have the ultimate cheat code of how to feel more comfortable as a point guard when not naturally a point guard with someone like a Zach Edey.
Yeah.
Because he's so much easier to get the ball to
Just feed
than
it to
most.
the hand.
Yes, like he's up there. Throw it up there. Edey's there somewhere. Roser asked Bennett and I this question last night, and I'll ask you because you bring up Vince as you know a defender. Game is on the line. Who's your best wing defender that you're putting on the player taking the potential game-winning shot?
I think it depends who the player is.
That's what I said.
Right? Like if it's somebody who's going to drive to the basket and you want more strength on them, it's probably a Vince or a Coward maybe. But if it's a jump shooter, I'd rather have Jalen on him probably because Jalen's really good at like not going for those pump fakes and getting up in the air and getting out of position. So I think it depends on the matchup. I'd be fine with any of those guys though. And when they're all in there together, like that's really hard, you know. And you got Zach Edey behind
That's
you.
a good rebounding lineup.
Yeah, like that's a really good defensive team that you can roll out there. You know, depending on how the game is going. If you're in a game where you need some stops the last 3-4 minutes of the game, I'd be cool having all those guys out there.
I was reading your Grind City Media newsletter this morning, which you can sign up for at grindcitymedia.com and get Lang's newsletters. And you talked about Cedric Coward and the praise that he is getting and rising in the NBA rookie rankings, where he's now second to Con Knipple. But you also brought up the Draymond Green comments from this week. And I'm like, you're such a hater.
Why?
Because just
you're calling me a hater and you're talking about Draymond?
Appreciate a compliment. Appreciate Draymond Green.
So wait. If somebody
it's
you
like the
don't
bully
like,
finally says something nice about you. And
yeah, if somebody you don't like says something nice about you, Jessica, do you appreciate it? Like if somebody
then
has
I really take it as like,
What if
wow,
it's
they must
somebody-
really think this
what if
because
it's somebody
normally they're a
who's
full
like-
hater.
Yeah, but what if it's somebody who's, you know, physically attacked you and tried to say bad things about your coach, multiple players on your team?
Not your coach, Lane, your mama. They just finished saying bad things about your mama, and a couple weeks ago, they slapped you across the jaw. And then a year ago, they slapped you across the other jaw. And then the year before that, they kicked you in the testicles.
You're right. Well, this is probably a very much like woman response
more
where I would say,
recently-
I'm so sorry that you did all of that to me, and now thank you for this nice compliment. That
More
was a
recently,
sweet
they
thing to
knocked you
say.
down, and when you got up, they laughed and pointed in your face, hopped around, and recorded a podcast afterwards.
And told you to shut up. And then you shut up.
Like Draymond has been nothing but a pest to this Grizzlies team and a hater for the last, 7 years, 8 years? And now he says one nice thing, and everybody's like, oh, yes.
Look at Draymond
what a
coming in
great
and saying,
guy.
I think it's more just, and I actually agree with your point as you put it out there that way. It's nice to see other people in the league recognize that your rookie is so special you are willing to make a comparison to somebody like Kawhi Leonard. And the thing with comparisons is they have to play out ultimately, and you see how a player develops. But we have seen from Cedric Coward just a real grasping of the game and where he fits within the game. We saw him take, how many shots did he end up getting last night? 13 shots.
7 for 13.
7 to 13, took 9 threes. See him as a rebounder, and that one where he gets the rebound and a nice second chance opportunity with finishing through contact. He had some nice assists. That pass full court to Santi was really impressive. It just, if there is one consistent bright spot, and that's the thing about rookies, like you want your rookie to leave you in a place of thinking, this could one day be one of the most important players on our team, and that's where you're at with with Cedric early.
Yeah, but why do you need?
You don't need it. It's just added validation.
Yeah, that's fine. But let's trust our own eyes. We've seen it. We saw what he can do. We've been watching him all season. He's been great. I love it. I don't need Draymond to tell me that Cedric Coward's a good player.
Fair.
All right.
I hear you. I see where you're going.
I don't need he's been bullying us for long enough. I'm standing up to him.
The other big story on your newsletter was
the
Lane Kiffin
so
saga that continues onward. And now there was a report last night that if Lane Kiffin takes the LSU job, Ed Orgeron could join his staff.
The report said when Lane Kiffin takes the LSU job.
Okay.
And I saw this morning another report that Florida is out of the mix. It's either Ole Miss or LSU. And those are the only two remaining. I'm on a text chat group with a Florida graduate and an Ole Miss graduate. And this past week has been something phenomenal to witness. The two of them going back and forth, and no one knows where he's going to end up. It's funny to me, like, that Kiffin has sort of made this redemptive arc the last 5 years. Like, he was, he kind of failed his way out of coaching at one point. Like, he was the Raiders coach. He was bad. He was the Tennessee coach. He gets fired. USC gets.
He didn't get fired from Tennessee.
Okay.
He moved on to USC. And
then he
got
gets fired from there. He ends up having to be an offensive coordinator, right? Like,
he goes to the Nick Saban School of Rehabilitation.
Sure, and he turns out great. He goes like going to charm school, and all of a sudden everyone loves him. And he goes to Florida Atlantic or whatever.
Nick Saban is the Sharon Osbourne of
Sure. It's My Fair Lady with Nick Saban.
Okay.
And he makes his way all the way back, and now everyone loves him, and he found a home at Ole Miss. It feels like it, right? Like he's found a place where people love him, and they'll do anything for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss.
And he seems happy.
He's been
and
great.
He's at peace.
And he's trolling people, and it's hilarious. We all love it when he trolls people. But now that Ole Miss is in the middle of it, and it's not so much fun when all of a sudden you're in the middle of all the trolling, I think. And you don't you're just like, what's going on? And now there's a report that the college football playoff could exclude Ole Miss if he leaves.
Which is absolutely ridiculous if they do that.
I don't know. It worked out
it's the same thing that they did to Florida State.
And then look what happened.
Look what happened.
Nobody played for Florida State.
66-3.
Nobody played.
Nobody played for Georgia either.
Yeah, that's fine. Nobody wanted to play for Florida State. It's not about what happened. It's about who deserved to be in. Florida State deserved to be in. Florida State was undefeated. They were 13-0. That defense was loaded. Florida State should have been in that year.
66-3.
No, we're not doing that. It's ridiculous, Jessica.
And if Lane Kiffin is not the coach at Ole Miss anymore, Ole Miss deserves to be in the college football playoff this year.
Yeah. I think I just, like, if I'm Lane Kiffin, how much better is it at LSU? That's the real question, right? Like if you're leaving Ole Miss to go somewhere else, is the grass really that much greener on the other side? Like, I don't know.
I think there is a human nature, and CJ brought up a really good counterpoint to this yesterday so the opposite of what I'm about to say is you could do it for the first time at Ole Miss. You could be the guy who makes them a national powerhouse, who pushes in where a future coach is looking and saying, I want to coach at Ole Miss one day because Lane Kiffin created a dynasty there and they were a perennial contender in this era of NIL. But my point on the flip side of that is Ole Miss isn't that right now. And from an ego standpoint and from like the life of a coach and how you imagined the trajectory of your life going and the jobs that you take along the way, there's one after Ole Miss. Maybe. And he wants that job after Ole Miss.
LSU is not that right now either.
I know, but they have been.
And I also wonder for Florida, for LSU, like, what is it about Lane Kiffin that makes you want to go all in if you're these other schools? Like, my friend from Florida was saying, like, we got to go get Lane Kiffin. And I was like, why? Like, what
his
is
reputation
he
at
ever
this
won?
point as a play caller, as a recruiter, as a...
I mean, last year they had the best roster in college football and failed.
I mean, you got to take into consideration degree of difficulty with some of these things. That's like saying, hey, why would anybody... couple years ago, why would anybody want James Franklin? What has he ever won? He's only been the Vanderbilt coach. Well, hell, he won 9 games at Vanderbilt, right? Like that has to matter for something. The success Lane Kiffin has had at Ole Miss, they hadn't seen since the 60s, right? Ole Miss isn't somebody who's supposed to be out here winning 8 games, let alone 9, 10, 11 games in a season. They've never gotten to an SEC championship game. They've gotten close with Lane Kiffin, right? Like they've gotten within games under Lane Kiffin. Now, I think that you would say if you're Florida or if you're LSU, places where there have been moments and periods of success, oh, we can get that coach in. He's a good coach, and we can put him in our program with our facilities, our resources, and he'll be able to duplicate that success tenfold because he's done that at Ole Miss where the resources aren't as good as ours.
I'd say counterpoint. James Franklin gets to Penn State, has a chance, and can't get over the hump, right?
But counterpoint to that, Penn State wasn't good before James Franklin got there, right? Joe Paterno left, and they wandered about winning 6-7 games. James Franklin gets there, and the 2 teams they can't beat. Now, listen,
They're also
he ends up
cursed,
getting
things
fired.
happen.
But, like, the two teams he can't beat are Michigan and Ohio State, right? And that's because those teams are good. Throw Michigan State in there, maybe. No, don't throw Michigan State in there. No, he was beating them. So even good Michigan State teams he was beating. But before Franklin got to Penn State, they weren't winning 9, 10 games a season. Franklin comes in and he's winning 10 games a year.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was also going to say that with Kiffin, though, I think the college football landscape is totally different now than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you can, any school can throw a bunch of money at players if they get the money. And so I don't know how much different it is if you're Lane Kiffin and you've dreamed of maybe one day being a coach at LSU or Florida. Like, maybe at this point, like, it doesn't matter. You know, he's got like this thing going.
I think
at Ole
he's
Miss.
trying to figure it out, Lang, because here's his words of the day from his little book.
From his
Day 228. How do you figure out what you really want? You imagine a life that would be too good to be true, and then you take note of the elements, the themes. Are you surrounded by others? Are you quiet? Are you hopeful or healing or resting? Are you adventuring? Are you in your wild? Are you creating? Are you more unique? The picture does not have to come fully into fruition for you to understand that its pieces are directing you to the most honest aspects of yourself. Make a map of that life and live it now. Live it here. Namaste.
If you're an Ole Miss fan,
I added the namaste.
If you're an Ole Miss fan, you got to be like, I mean, get me out
Just
of this.
decide.
Yeah. What is going on, dude?
Just say
Go
where
do
you're
some
going to
hot
go.
yoga with
Does
some of
the
those
map
co-eds
lead
and
back to
come back.
Oxford, or does the
Yeah.
map lead to
Just give us
Gainesville,
an
or does the
answer,
map
bro.
lead to Baton Rouge? Okay, we've taken Gainesville out. Does it
Yeah.
lead to Louisiana? Are you staying in Mississippi? Like, can we just move forward so we know? Are we hiring John Summerall? Or are we having Lane Kiffin as a coach going to the college
Just
football
tell
playoff
us.
for the first time
Yeah.
and trying to make a little history?
I mean, to CJ's point though, with Kiffin, like he gets so. I mean, he's taking a team with a Division II quarterback to the playoff this year. Like, maybe he has figured it out, and this team is the example of okay, Kiffin is ready to be on that top level of coaches with Kirby and whoever else.
Yeah.
But maybe not. And I don't know if I'm one of these schools. Like, is this worth it? Like what you've been going through the last 2-3 weeks?
It has to be. That's college football. That's the way of the game.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. It's so much fun to watch, though.
The weird world of college
It
football.
also,
It's
though,
where we
like-
get other news that we have
Yeah.
6 edible mascots in the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I heard that, yeah.
And
We
now have the Boca
upgraded.
Raton Bowl presented by Bush's Beans. So it's the Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. Like, this
like
is the
that.
sport that we love. It's weird. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's dramatic. And
And
we
the-
sign up for it every year for
And you never
stories
know what it's
like
going to
this.
be. You
Yeah.
never know. Like, you didn't see this coming.
And
a
that's
month
where I
ago.
won't pretend to have any real idea of which way Lane Kiffin is going to go because it's a surprise. Although I will say that the Coach O thing reminded me, which I often forget in the saga of USC football and the Lane Kiffin firing on the tarmac to Steve Sarkisian getting hired and Steve Sarkisian getting fired and then the Clay Helton times and now where we exist with Lincoln Riley. The fans and the player, not the boosters, but the fans and the players wanted Coach O to get that full-time coaching job so badly. I remember watching grown, big football players cry the day that it got announced that Coach O was not getting the interim tag taken off and would not be the head coach the next year.
You know what's going to happen.
And I had forgotten about that until that report yesterday.
Kiffin was going to get the LSU job. Hire
Coach O is going to be
as
hired.
assistant.
Kiffin's going to get fired.
Coach O is going to win another title.
And there we
and then
go.
get fired again 3 years later.
Go Tigers. They really just deserve that.
I want to
back.
I want to hire Coach O to do the voiceovers for the odds couple.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
But I haven't been able to figure out who his agent. It must be Jimmy Sexton.
Real quick before I let you go. I saw in your newsletter you put the National Book Award finalists. Have you read any of them,
I
or did
didn't
you
even
just
read the
include
list.
them so that
It's
you
more
could
of a
say you
public
should read
service for
them?
everyone.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
haven't. I mostly read like biographies and historical books, like true nonfiction. And I think a lot of those, when I just glanced through it, a lot of them are nonfiction.
Yes, I've only read one.
Yeah.
I just finished One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El Akkad, and I recommend it. It was a very good book. Only like 205
was
pages.
It Tomorrow? Is that the name of that book? Or yes, what
That was
the
2
book?
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was that on the list? That must have been 2 years ago.
That was 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
I
Yeah.
read that one.
All right. Well, you
Yeah.
can find Lang's newsletter at
Sign
grindcitymedia.com,
up.
and then it comes right to your email inbox, and it is wonderful.
Twice
Have
a
a
week.
wonderful
Thank
weekend.
you.
Have a good Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
because
you
I probably
too.
won't see you.
Appreciate all you turkeys.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. We'll come back. CJ and I will do our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend in college football and the NFL. We'll talk a little bit about the Tigers game last night against Purdue as well. That's after a quick break.
Now that's the new edition way.
But I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation. It'll be like 9 kings and a queen. The next level starts now.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Look who it is, Brooks Monahan's here. Undefeated 16-0-3, and now heading into the NCAA tournament undefeated.
I couldn't be prouder of the kids, you know, but if you would have asked me, if we would have been sitting here back in the summer before we started, and you would have said, you're going to go 16-0-3, I would have thought you were, you know, I would have told you were crazy.
You thought this was a rebuild year.
Yeah, I hate using the word rebuild, but yes.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Welcome back. Before we get to our RAGGOWs, our games of the weekend in college football and the NFL.
Does your chat name have numbers behind it now?
My chat name?
Yes.
Let me chat. Test.
Because I've got numbers behind mine.
No.
Okay. We're trying to figure out why some have numbers.
What happened to the crowns?
It's still there.
I don't see the crowns.
Yeah, Kip's got
there.
one.
I see it. Okay. My bad. Before we get into the football happenings coming up this weekend, Memphis Purdue ended up being way more exciting than I think many would have anticipated, given how things happened for the Tigers against UNLV here at FedEx Forum last weekend. Went to the Bahamas, faced number 1 ranked Purdue, and Memphis had a lead with 6 minutes left in this game, and they were playing them hard. Doug McDaniel was playing his butt off. 18 points, 7 of 5 shooting, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. I thought the Tigers did a really good job defensively, really limiting Braden Smith, who's preseason favorite to win National Player of the Year, and he only had 5 points on 2 of 14 shooting last night. Their big guy had a tough night of it as well. Ultimately, I think Purdue ended on a crazy run, something like 22-3, 21-5 was it for Purdue. But a solid performance from Memphis. There was a moment last night where we're all watching it before the Grizzlies game started and thinking, oh, how about that? How would that change your perception of this team if they went down to the Bahamas and managed to knock off the number 1 team in the country? They fall short, but I think all things considered, we don't do moral victories. Moral victories are lame. However, like best case scenario in a loss for Memphis. They forced 11 turnovers. They had 22 fast break points. Just the energy and the way that they attacked that game last night sure felt like a different team than the one that just lost to UNLV.
Got a little testy also. Got bowled up a little bit.
Situation.
Like, hey, all right, there's some fight here. Now listen, that kind of makes me concerned That tells me you get up for certain games and you play down to others.
And when you play in the American,
you can only play down, dog. So hopefully they can use this as a springboard for the rest of the season, and they can catapult themselves into positioning where they want to be.
Let's do our RAGGOWs. Our games of the weekend in college football and the NFL. My first game is a very important game for USC. Some are calling it the most important game they've played in 3 years. Oregon is calling it the most important game, the biggest game in Autzen history. It is number 15 USC at number 7 Oregon. 2:30 on CBS. Cue up the CBS theme song. Oregon a 9.5-point favorite. This is the college game day game. This is for USC. I said this on the Vernon Show this week. I think of Oregon as our real, true, hated rival. Like, we hate Notre Dame as USC fans. We hate by nature crosstown rival in UCLA, and that rivalry is real and exists. But man, there's just something about Oregon, and I'm not prepared to feel the way that I would expect that I will feel on Saturday, because you know how I feel about this USC team. I cannot find myself believing in them enough, especially on the road. They have been a different team at home than on the road. Jordan Mailata has been a different quarterback at home than on the road. And Oregon plays Big Ten football. And sure, USC has a win over Michigan. USC has a win over, who's the leading rushing team in the Big Ten this year?
Yeah, but they're not rushing the way Big Ten teams
rush. Yeah, but
rush.
they're built in the trenches differently than the other 3 schools that came over from the Pac-12. They have adjusted quicker, I would say, than USC, obviously UCLA, and Washington.
I don't think they've adjusted anything. They just got the better athletes, right?
Sure.
Like Oregon just has better skill position athletes for whatever reason right now. And so that's allowed them to fare better than their former Pac-12 mates. But they're not 3 tight ends on the football field. Yeah. There's not a fullback out there for Oregon. There's a lot of misdirection. There's a lot of shotgun snaps and ride the running back and pull it out. A lot of that read option type stuff. And to Dante's credit, he does a good job at that as well. But like they're not a Big Ten football team. They just aren't. You want a Big Ten football team? Go look at what them boys at Iowa's doing.
USC and Oregon both beat Iowa. That's their common win.
When USC or Oregon lines up out there with 3 tight ends and a fullback, then I'll know they're in the Big Ten. But to your point, Oregon does run the ball real well. Yes.
And obviously, this is all for a spot in the college football playoff. USC trying to hang on. A loss would eliminate them. A loss to Oregon would make things really dicey for the Ducks. So we shall see. I would be thrilled if USC pulls off the upset, but my expectations remain low. CJ, you and I both have the Missouri-Oklahoma game on our list, a top 25 matchup in the SEC. Oklahoma has reached just don't mess this up territory. Don't mess it up.
A lot of teams are leaning on that Missouri win as a good win. And for now it is. Alabama, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M. And Texas A&M, not necessarily so much. As long as they're undefeated, when it's all said and done, they'll be SEC champions and they'll get that bye. But those other 2 are in competition with everybody else for one of these coveted playoff spots. A loss by Oklahoma, I think we look at Missouri a bit differently, although I'm not sure why. Missouri will be a team with 4 losses. Sure, I understand that, but they'd have losses to currently, if everything holds, they'd have losses to number 3. They have losses to number 8. They'd have losses to number 10. They'd have a loss to number 14, right? Like there's not many teams in the nation who would go through that stretch and win those games. You would like to see them get one, but even if they don't, you kind of look at it as like, they're still probably good. They just lost to teams that were better than them. So a win by Missouri would certainly help everybody doing the CFP rankings out, because that means you can move Oklahoma out completely, right? This will be Oklahoma's 3rd.
Yes.
This will be Oklahoma's 3rd, so you can move them out completely. They would go behind Texas.
Yes.
You can move Alabama where you really want to put Alabama. You don't have to worry about that loss to Oklahoma. And you can then have the conversation about Vanderbilt and some of these other teams with a Missouri win. A Missouri loss, it throws everything into shambles. So that's why this is my game.
That's how that BYU Cincinnati game is too. Like, I don't really care about BYU, Cincinnati that much at this point, but BYU is a team that controls its own destiny. Win out, and you're obviously in. But you have Utah, you have Miami, you have Notre Dame, who would very much want BYU to lose this game to open up the potential of being a bid stealer, if you will. And the Notre Dame-Miami controversy will probably carry us through, not probably, like absolutely will carry us through the rest of this season. Although Miami this week plays Pitt, and the overwhelming thought is, well, they better put up style points. They better win in a really aggressive, they better look like the Grizzlies against the Kings last night and make it as obvious as humanly possible. Hey, do you remember we beat Notre Dame? Are you familiar with that happened earlier in the season? Why are they ahead of us in the standings? We have reached the point where all of these games are interesting. Even if you look at this weekend's schedule and it's not like sexy game after sexy game after sexy game, they all mean something deeply with the college football playoff race. Your other game is what, CJ?
MEAC championship game,
Hell
de
yeah.
facto. You say, oh, the MEAC only got like 5-6 teams in the conference. They don't play a championship game. They don't have enough teams. I'd say you're correct. But Delaware State and South Carolina State are both undefeated in conference. This is Chennis Berry, who got in his first year at South Carolina State, got them to the Celebration Bowl, for those of you who don't know, Black College Football National Championship game. And on the other side, Delaware State, you've got Deshaun Jackson, who in his first year has taken a program that has been just shy of abysmal on the wrong side of that statement, right? Whatever's worse than abysmal is what Delaware State has been. And he's gotten them in his first year to this point. One game away.
What's worse than abysmal? We need to categorize this.
What are we doing?
I said that last night.
What are we doing with atrocious?
I think atrocious and abysmal are on the same line.
Okay.
So what is worse than atrocious, abysmal,
what is
horrible?
Effing atrocious.
Okay.
So if we throw an effing in there.
If there's a
qualifier.
That
that qualifier makes everything a bit more intense.
Punchy.
Yeah, I think effing atrocious is worse than abysmal.
Do you think it's safe to say, like, the worst of the worst would be to say they are in hell?
No.
Or is purgatory worse than hell?
No, purgatory is better than hell.
Technically. You're stuck.
Yeah. I'm taller than you.
At least hell, you know where you are.
I'm taller than you. Yeah, technically you are.
Technically.
Like, yes, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know, but like the ambiguity of purgatory would be frustrating. You'd have to continue to sit in the anxiety of where you're going one way or the other.
You don't know.
Not if you're in purgatory.
Listen,
you still have a chance.
My people aren't into the purgatory thing, so I'm unfamiliar with purgatory. I thought you went to purgatory like, hey, you're going to get in, but we can't let you in immediately. You did some things. You just got to sit here for a minute. Be patient, and you'll get in eventually. That's what I thought purgatory was.
I thought you could
when
still
you were
end
bad, you just went straight to the
Okay,
to
so
hell.
purgatory is guaranteed. I'm not Catholic either.
Catholics in the chat, tell me what purgatory is.
I always thought purgatory was, yes, you could be on your way to cleansing your sins and making it to heaven, but it wasn't guaranteed. But maybe I'm wrong.
Jacob,
maybe purgatory is just a
what
step
is it?
along
You
the
Catholic,
way.
Jacob? We got to know
Maybe
some
I've been
Catholic
misusing
people around here.
purgatory my whole life, and Jacob's not.
But you went to CPA. Like, y'all didn't talk about all the Christians, just yours? I don't understand.
Ball from Grace said, did Jessica never read Inferno? Funny. No, I spark noted it, and I didn't even read the spark notes because I just could not make my way through it. Dante's Inferno. It's so long. It's so big.
There's a anime version of it that is pretty good also. So I watched that. We weren't assigned to read it. Now I got to figure out what purgatory
All right,
is.
so hell is the worst, clearly, obviously. But you think effing atrocious is worse than hell?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about hopeless? How about effing hopeless?
Ooh. I think I'd rather be hopeless than effing atrocious. I think I would.
You'd rather be hopeless than
I think I would be
atrocious?
effing hopeless rather than effing atrocious.
I think I'd rather be atrocious because atrocious leads you to believe that there is room for improvement. Like there's a path towards getting better. And if you're hopeless, like all hope is lost.
And so for me, with all hope being lost, it no longer matters what I do. right? If I'm effing atrocious, I have to work really, really hard to not be that way anymore. If I'm effing hopeless, there's joy in having lost all hope and comfort in knowing
where you are.
that there's nothing I can do about anything. So I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
I like Nathan's word, loathsome.
Ooh,
Loathsome feels good.
Loathsome is.
Feels literary. All right, anyway.
Trifling?
Yeah.
Trifling. Like I don't think I want to be trifling. So maybe they were effing trifling. I don't know. Either way it goes, Deshaun Jackson
they were really bad, and
has
now
this team.
they're better.
That is your Black National Coach of the Year. That should be your Coach of the Year in the FCS as well. And if we just put all of the football coaches in America in one hat, high school on up, high school NAIA, D3, D2, FCS, FBS, NFL, UFL, throw Canadian Football League in there. Is Arena League still around? Throw them in there. Euro League, wherever we're playing football at, you throw all of the coaches into a hat and say, hey, who has done the best job this year at coaching the game of football for his respective team, program, school? It's Deshaun Jackson. It is him. So that game's going to be great. I can't wait to sit down and watch it. We broke it down on HBCU Huddle, a Grind City Media subsidiary. Get it wherever you get your podcast.
NFL games for this weekend. My clear number one pick is Chiefs Colts. The Chiefs are 5-5, and there is a very real chance that we could see an NFL playoffs without them. They have a 56% shot of making the playoffs at this point, but the game this weekend moves that number either up to 67% with a win or down to 39% with a loss. They are tied for their worst record through 10 games since 2015 when Alex Smith was their quarterback. We talked about it coming out of the Broncos game, but they just have not been able to make winning plays in winning time. And the Athletic's Jesse Newell has a piece about how the Chiefs are actually trending to become one of the most unclutch teams ever. Last year, they were 12-0 in one-score games. This year, they are 0-5 in those games. And in the 11 snaps they've taken with close and late game scenarios, Patrick Mahomes is 2-10 for 29 yards and a sack. Now, I still believe the 13 seconds don't give Patrick Mahomes the ball back. Patrick Mahomes is still in there. So this is a big opportunity for them to take on this Colts team that has asserted itself as one of the best teams in the NFL this season. They are currently 8-2 atop the AFC South. And we'll see if the Chiefs are able to hold on for their playoff hopes and dreams. Which one is yours, CJ?
Before we get to it, yeah, you're guaranteed a spot in heaven if you get to purgatory.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to wait. All right, my game of the week, my third game of the week, but my first one in the NFL is a great game. I know a lot of people have a lot of stakes in this game. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a battle of two teams in the same division. It's going to be, thank you, Jacob, finally, Cowboys versus Eagles. Cowboys, Eagles, my game. That Cowboys offense is, oh boy, is it good. Is that offense good? That defense wasn't, and now I'm curious. Now it's like, okay, y'all have made some changes. You in the Micah Parsons trade, you got a pretty solid defensive tackle. You went out and traded for another pretty solid, really good defensive tackle in Quentin Williams. You've got two guys at that position who can get pressure up the middle. Maybe that's going to start making everybody's job a bit easier on the defensive side of things. It, much like the Grizzlies against the Kings, Cowboys against the Raiders, everything looked good. And so this game right here against the Eagles offense that, for whatever reason, just hadn't been near as explosive, but it's still good. You believe that Patrick Mahomes is still in there, so do I. But I also believe that this Eagles offense is still like in there, like itching to have big play after big play after big play. You're going up against them. Let's see how that defense holds. Let's see.
Do you see the report? The Cowboys internally had handled the CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens missing the first drive of last week, being punished for whatever the reasons were. Like, they handled it to perfection. Nothing was really coming out about it. They're moving on. It was an internal matter. Move it right along. CeeDee and Pickens both had incredible games against the Raiders. And then there was a report yesterday that CeeDee Lamb said that he and George Pickens missed curfew before the game because they were having dinner and a few drinks at Red Rock Casino in Vegas. and then Lamb had to deny that he was throwing up at the casino.
Turn up!
Like, my guy had to let the people know he can hold his liquor. It would be disrespectful to allow the rumor to get out that they were puking at Red Rock Casino. And I saw somebody say, who amongst us hasn't puked at Red Rock Casino? I am not aware of the Red Rock Casino lore in Las Vegas, but now I'm curious. But I will say, been to Vegas. It's happened.
You just gotta lie. Be like, yo, that was food poisoning. Like some
bad oysters.
Like some in sports have done over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this flu.
But he couldn't handle the notion that somebody out there would think he got too drunk and he threw up. So he was like, I just want to set the record straight.
How wild
I just want to
is
make sure you know.
That's crazy. What's your next game?
My other game is the Bengals Patriots game, mostly just because I'm so curious about this Joe Burrow situation. Bengals will be without Jamar Chase because he spit on someone, and that's what happens when you spit on another person, you miss a game. But now they might get Joe Burrow. Like, Joe Flacco has this sore shoulder. Can he play? Can't he play? Who knows? But Joe Burrow has taken reps with the first team, went through a full practice. And you do look at the Bengals and think, like, if they won out, they could make the playoffs. But are the Bengals capable of winning out?
Is it November?
I think not.
Oh, you're outside of your mind.
Oh, have you seen the Bengals defense?
Is it November?
Because Joe Flacco hasn't been the issue for this team.
Is it November?
It's November 21st.
Is Joe Burrow going to be out there? This is Bengals time right here. Forget it. They are going to be like clockwork. You know it and I know it. Clockwork. The Bengals are going to be bad for whatever reason. They're going to be atrocious. They're going to be effing atrocious, excuse me. That first month of the season, they're going to be like okay, but still pretty bad. October and early in November. And then late November, December, they're great. They are elite. They are something else entirely. Yeah, no. If Joe Burrow is out there, the Bengals are going to win games. They're going to win all of them.
They are 3-7.
Yeah.
They're next up, Patriots, Ravens,
win,
Bills,
win,
Ravens,
win,
Dolphins,
win,
Cardinals,
win,
Browns.
Win. And if Joe Burrow is starting,
And they are
all
currently
of those are wins.
3 games out of first in the AFC North. Steelers are 6-4.
And they'll miss the playoffs by 1 game.
And it will all have been for nothing, and they'll fall out of good draft position. And what are we even doing this for? Yeah. Anyway, I can't wait to see it. Also, I enjoy watching the Patriots now that they hand the ball off to Travion Henderson often. It's a much more fun experience for me. But this Patriots team is fun. Drake May's fun. MVP frontrunner at this point. We'll see how they hold up. And if we get into a shootout, I love a good shootout between Joe Burrow and anybody else. Yeah, I said it.
All right.
You don't? You don't enjoy a pigskin shootout? What was your other game? You didn't even give your other game.
My other game is another one with huge
Put your Angry
implications.
Bird hat on. You're ready for the weekend.
No, I got so many jokes.
I know you do,
So
and you're
many
really
of them.
trying to keep
So
them in.
many of them. Oh gosh, it's Vikings is Packers, man. Isn't it? Isn't that my last game?
Yes.
No, why is Falcons Saints up there?
Because that's what you put.
Did I?
Apparently.
I don't think I meant to pit Falcons Saints. I think I meant Vikings Packers. What are the
You
Falcons
did
and
put
the Saints?
Vikings Packers.
Yeah, Falcons Saints aren't playing.
Nice job, Jacob. Thank you. Well done. And honestly, he almost did. He almost did.
That division game, man. Somebody's got to win that division. Let's get it going.
That's it.
Jessica, you throw me off. Like we need to go.
All
Otherwise,
right.
I'm
We'll
gonna make
take a
things
break.
real uncomfortable for
We'll
you.
take a break. We'll come back. We'll do a little Music
shootouts.
Friday. Found out the Apple Music Artist of the Year. Bit of a surprise what we're listening to going into the weekend. I get to see Wicked tonight, and I'm thrilled about it. We'll get into all of that. A look ahead at the sports weekend, too, when we come back.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Michaelese, it's Gary Parrish, and I think I owe you a congratulations. Do I have this right? Another hole-in-one for you?
Yeah, I was playing by myself. Hit the green, it went in, and I looked dejected because there was no one there to witness it with me.
It would be very inexpensive for like every par 3 at a nice golf course to have a camera set up at the tee box.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. The Grizzlies are the one thing everyone in the family can agree on. So join us every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a meet and greet with mascot Grizz. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now for this unique experience your family won't soon forget. Go to grizzlies.com/Sunday and have a fun day.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next-gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
Welcome back. It is Friday. It is a wicked for good day. It's my wicked for good day. Hey, look, I got to watch the Grizzlies win. No, specifically did not listen. You didn't ask me what I listened to on my way into work this morning, and I did listen to Wicked because I wanted to get in the mood, but I listened to the original cast album, and I specifically avoided the new cast album because I don't want to hear it. I want to hear the old As Long As You're Mine, one of my favorite sexy duets of all time, before I see Cynthia Erivo and People's Sexiest Man Alive, Jonathan Bailey, perform it later tonight.
Wait. Jonathan
Bailey.
Have mercy.
But then I'll listen to it. I can't wait.
That's going to be...
I need to schedule another St. Jude half marathon, because this time last year, Wicked, the first part came out, and that album got me through like miles 10 through 12. It was a beautiful thing.
We were talking about how sexy they were. I was real curious about you saying you need to schedule. Like, ooh, what is she scheduling?
Time Alone.
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan Bailey.
Couple of candles.
So beautiful.
Such
a beautiful man.
That picture up on the wall.
Can't wait to go see it.
Save some for the rest of us.
Gonna be fun.
So glad he's gay.
Yeah.
Thank
I was
goodness.
listening to the sweet sounds of Idina Menzel and Leo Norbert Butts.
What's Leo look like? Is he a hunker?
I never found him super hunky.
What's his name?
Leo Norbert Butts.
Norbert Butts.
Or, I'm sorry, Norbert Leo Butts. I knew when I was saying it wasn't coming out wrong. Norbert Leo Butts. Especially not now. But when he was younger, he was okay. I just never thought he was like the hottest of the hot, which is no disrespect. He's played a lot of like leading men on on Broadway. But I did, as I was driving in, I realized I think the Wicked album is what made me learn as a person that if you sing in your car, like in a parking lot somewhere, people can hear you. Like, I thought I was in a safe space when I was a kid, and I remember being in a car while, like, my mom went into the grocery store, and I was just singing the hell out of Wicked, and she came back and was like, you know, I could hear you down the street. And I was so humiliated because I don't sing in front of people, especially not my parents. It's like, you can't hear my voice. That's a private thing.
Okay.
But now I know. And like when I was driving into work this morning, I stopped as I pulled into the garage because I didn't want anyone to hear me sing the songs as I went about it.
Old boy look like Chris. Young old boy looks like Chris.
No.
Yes, he does.
No, he does
yes,
not.
He does. Yes, he does.
No.
Young Mr. Butts looks like Chris. They look like they could be cousins.
not.
Yes, they do.
There is not a single similarity in those
if
two
you
men.
know what Chris looks like, look up Mr.
No, there's
Butts.
not.
Yes. Jessica.
No.
In the face?
I
come on,
see
man.
nothing. The only Chris comparison that I think is a fair comparison is that Adam Devine.
Adam Devine.
They have like the same mannerisms, and people bring it up all the time. The guy from he was most recently Kelvin in Righteous Gemstones, which you would know.
Oh, yeah.
They have the same energy. He tried to fight it at first.
They have some of the same energy.
Yes.
They have the same neck down sort of build.
Interesting.
I don't think they look the same in the face, no.
Okay. And Norbert Leo Butts, there's nothing there.
Okay.
All right, we have Apple's Music Artist of the Year.
God.
Who would you have predicted would have been Apple Music's Artist of the Year? Just out of curiosity.
Who's the K-pop group who did Demon Slayer?
They're not a real group.
I thought they were.
I mean, they are now.
Yeah, so I thought that would
They like
be
became a
after
group.
because of the movie, right?
Yeah.
That's who I thought it would have been.
I thought it would be Sabrina Carpenter.
That album was
But she just had like a
fine,
moment of a
but-
year. Her tour has been such
Okay.
a big deal. I feel like I see her everywhere. But it was Tyler, the Creator, which is kind of cool. He had 2 albums this year because Chromacopia came out at the beginning of the year, and then Don't Tap the Glass came out later this year. And he wrote, recorded, and released Don't Tap the Glass. It was #1 on Apple Music's overall charts in more than 55 countries the day that it was released. But I liked both of those albums. I thought both those albums were interesting. That dumb Sugar on My Tongue song stays stuck in my head from Tyler, the Creator this year. But he is your Apple Music. And we are going to start getting our Apple Music year in reviews, our Spotify wraps. I realized it's almost that time of the year, CJ.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I haven't had a very good music listening
Okay.
year. Not nervous, just underwhelmed.
Okay.
Not anticipatory. Are you nervous?
I don't
Are they
care.
gonna do little categories again?
Oh gosh, those categories.
Some of them are so funny.
So stupid. Colin Jost and Chris. Now they look alike.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, they look alike.
Oh, that's so nice. Does that make me Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, you wish.
Wow, you're right. I do.
I wish also.
Correct.
Like, I think everybody up here wishes you were that.
Yeah, I think we'd, to the moon. If I was Scarlett Johansson, a little ScarJo moment. Are you listening to anything
You walked in as I was finishing up the new De La Soul album. They've got one, Cabin in the Sky. Quick 16 for Mama. That's a track on there. It features Killer Mike. His flow is incredible. That song is really, really good. This is a part of Mass Appeal Records. And for those who don't know, because I didn't know this at the time, Mass Appeal Records are releasing new music from New York City legends, or really just rap legends. And so Big L, I think they released an album by him earlier this year, the Ghostface Killer album that came out. Mobb Deep, Raekwon, Slick Rick. We've mentioned some of those albums when they came out in the chat. They released those. So this is another one of those types of albums. De La Soul is so good, and like they just make good music. There's a track on there, Sunny Storms, that has a really cool, fun sample of Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition. And so I'm listening to that. I'll give it another listen. Like that's how much I'm enjoyed it, or I enjoyed listening to it this morning. In addition to that album, though, Mass Records is also going to be releasing the new Nas and DJ Premier album that's going to come out. And so rap fans have been clamoring for that. DJ Premier did a bunch of tracks on Illmatic and several others throughout Nas's career. Nas hinted at it. Well, didn't hint at it. Nas said, yeah, we got an album in the works in 2006.
Ooh.
And so Nas has dropped 9 albums since 2006. People have sort of treated the Nas DJ Premier collab as one of those like, hey, this is a fever dream, not a fever dream, but this is if you could pair any artist with any producer, this is just a dream type scenario. We have been doing that with those two, and now for it to actually have a release date, December 12th, is really exciting. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
I listened to the new Summer Walker album that dropped this morning.
Is it still sleepy? Summer Walker is such a sleepy ass artist. There's not an upbeat
but
bone.
She's funny.
Is she?
Like some of her lyricism is. I found myself chuckling. I also found myself like sad and feeling like I was going through a breakup and had to remind myself this is just a Summer Walker album. It's finally over it. The After Party, her other albums, over it and still over it, and now finally over it. It is split into technically 3 discs, but really 2 discs. And I got about halfway through disc 2. 1-800-Heartbreak with Anderson .Paak is one of those just sad, sleepy R&B songs, but it feels very 90s-ish upon first listen. I do think, what was the one? Take Me Out This Club has a little bit more of like a rush to it. She samples Beyonce's Yes on a song called No, which is very fun to hear. I don't know. I like how she spins a love song. I like how she spins heartbreak. I enjoy when it's rainy and the clouds are out to just turn on Summer Walker and have it as a very like not mood setter, because it doesn't make me sad, but it just like solidifies how I feel on a sleepy-ish day. So I guess you wouldn't like it because it's still a little slow. Not a little slow, very slow.
Yeah, like whatever. Y'all got it.
I love her.
I love that you love her.
Yeah, it's fun. Other than that, not a whole lot of new that I'm listening to. I forgot there was one. Oh, the new Wale album came out, and I saw some good things from it, but I haven't given it a listen yet. And that's where we're at. So, there's a new Jonas Brothers Christmas album. I'm just scrolling through the new albums, and I won't be listening to that. That's okay. We will be listening to the Grizzlies and the Mavs play tomorrow. That game is at normal time? ? Let me double check before I say that definitively. Oh no, it's 7:30. It's a half hour later than normal. So Grizzlies, Mavs, we'll see if the Grizzlies can win 2 games in a row. Grizzlies 5-11, Mavs are 4-12. And then the Memphis men's basketball team falls into the losers bracket of the Bahamar Championship in the Bahamas, and they will play Wake Forest today at 6 o'clock in the consolation game. Also, Memphis women's soccer. We ride with the Tigers soccer team. This is a women's soccer city. They play TCU tonight in the second round of the NCAA tournament. We will be back on Monday to talk about it all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you see me at Chili's drinking wicked margaritas, say hi. We'll see you Monday. Bye.
How many are you going to go put back?